Ever since Dragon Ball first aired, people have been fascinated with overpowered characters. And no anime has quite a stellar roster of insanely strong characters like One Punch Man. The best thing about this show is that other than our protagonist, most heroes are evenly matched with villains. This dynamic has given us some of the best fights in anime history. So in today's video, we're going to celebrate this show by telling you the top 10 strongest characters in the anime so far. Keep in mind that we'll only rank characters depending on the strength they've shown in anime, and there will be some spoilers. Now, before we start, make sure to punch that subscribe button so that you never miss any of our uploads. Now let's jump right into it. At number 10, we have the notorious hero hunter, Garou. Garou used to be Bang's top student until he decided to turn his back on the hero world. He has always sympathized with the villains, so now he wants to become the greatest villain by defeating every S-class hero out there. Garou is not only a master of martial arts, but he possesses an extremely quick learning ability, which allows him to learn and counter his opponent's moves in a matter of seconds. He used this insane ability to take down Tank Top Master, who's one of the S-class heroes. Garou's journey has just started, and in the upcoming seasons, he will become one of the strongest villains out there. At number 9 on our list, we have the hero that beat Garou with ease. We're of course talking about the guardian of the Q City, Watchdog Man. This S-class hero wears a blank expression on his face and a fur suit on his back. His deceptive outlook is exactly what tempted Garou to attack him, but he soon found out that this harmless looking hero is actually one of the strongest ones out there. His speed and accuracy surprised Garou, and his style of fighting like a dog was enough to beat Garou in a flash. It's a shame we didn't get to see much from Watchdog Man, because a hero who likes to dress as a dog sure sounds like an interesting character. Moving on from our Dogman, we go to the fan favourite cyborg Genos, who's at number 8 on our list. Genos is pretty much the embodiment of a hero. He has a sad origin story, but it is exactly what drives him forward. He was lucky enough to meet Saltama early on in his career, and it's his master's insane strength that always keeps him humble. Genos also has the strongest progression in the show so far. He started off as a hothead who didn't have the brains to guide his strength. But after becoming Saltama's disciple, he has kept on growing as a hero, and by the end of the show, he has matured enough to become one of the strongest and smartest heroes out there. His extreme speed and long-range attacks make him a force to be reckoned with, even among the S-class. Genos has some big failures on his resume, but his biggest failure is still not knowing how his master became so damn strong. At number 7, we have a villain who actually beat Genos to a pulp. We're talking about one of the strongest generals of King Orichi, Guketsu. This mountain of a monster appears as the Monster Association starts its attack in Season 2. Interestingly, Guketsu appears in an arena where some of the best martial artists have gathered for a one-of-a-kind tournament. Among these extraordinary fighters is Suryo, who is arguably the greatest martial artist in the world right now. But even these masters of hand-to-hand combat fail to land a proper hit on the giant Guketsu. The monster brushes them away like flies, and even uses his demonic crows to beat these heroes into submission. Like, seriously, it's insane how easily he defeats these well-established characters. His carnage doesn't stop here either. He goes on to defeat a battle-hardened Genos with a single punch, which goes to show how deadly this monster is. The only bad thing about Guketsu is his almost minor presence in the show. He comes in too late, and we don't get to see him fight against other heroes. From a behemoth, we go to a hero who looks nothing more than a frail old man, but in reality, he is a wolf wearing a sheep's clothing. We're talking about the hottest grandpa in the world, Bang, who's at number 6 on our list. Bang is the third strongest hero in the world according to the official listing, and his place is quite justified. He's the master of a special type of martial arts that makes him one of the best heroes in close range. Even at his age, he doesn't fail to impress during his fight against Melzagard and Elder Centipede. However, we see his true vicious nature when he takes down his rogue student Garou at the end of the second season. Bang is not only strong, but he's also a calm character whose wisdom helps heroes make the best decisions in the worst of times. Damn, those are some godlike muscles. At number 5 on our list, we have arguably the most evil villain of the entire show. Deep Sea King was a dragon-class threat who came out of the ocean to enslave the human race. In the beginning, he seemed like a quirky villain, but pretty soon we found out that behind his smile is a sadistic being who likes torturing humans. On top of his evil mindset, he's also blessed with insane strength and a heck of a chin. He not only survives all the attacks from the S-class heroes like Puri Prisoner and Genos, but also manages to deal them some serious damage. His hydrated form also makes him almost as fast as Sonic, who's the fastest character in the show. The combination of this speed and power is a monster who can take down multiple S-class heroes with ease. He really is one creepy son of a gun. Moving on from the Fishman, we come to the Centipede that nearly took out Genos and Bang single-handedly. Yes, we're talking about the badly animated villain Elder Centipede. This giant dragon-class threat was one of those villains that kept coming back. Like seriously, he reminded me of that silicone guy in Terminator who just won't die. We don't know much about this impossibly big insect, but we do know that he hates heroes with every inch of his body. His showdown against Bang and Genos at the very end of Season 2 is probably the best fight sequence from that season. Even though our heroes go all in to take down this monster once and for all, he just doesn't seem to take any damage. He's one of those game bosses that can only be beaten by a broken weapon, and well, that's exactly how this thousand-legged creature meets his demise. The character at number 3 on our list is a sassy girl who not only looks way too young for her age, but also possesses some otherworldly powers. We're talking about the strongest Esper in the show, Tatsumaki. Now, Tatsumaki doesn't have too much screen time in the show, but every time we see her in action, it's clear that not many people can stand in her way. She's taking down spaceships all by herself, and even annihilates a gigantic monster by simply burying it under a freaking asteroid. We haven't seen much of Tatsumaki yet, but what we've seen makes her worthy of the number 3 spot on this list. Leveling up from the other villains, we meet the only bad guy who ever came close to becoming a god-level threat in this anime. We're of course talking about Boros, who's the second strongest character in the entire show. This intergalactic cyclops conquered numerous planets and spent centuries wandering through the universe to find a being who can truly challenge his might. Now you might think I'm overhyping this guy, but look at his strengths and attacks. He has an unlimited supply of cosmic energy which can quite literally destroy a whole planet. I mean, the man throws our protagonist to the moon like it's nobody's business. He's the only villain so far in the anime that made our protagonist use his serious strength, which goes to show how strong he really was. This wasn't a fight for substance, this was a war to justify their very existence, and my god, this was awesome. One of the best fight scenes in anime history. Now, before we talk about the number 1 character on our list, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and also hit that subscribe button so you don't miss future videos. And here we go folks, the strongest character in One Punch Man is Armored Gorilla. Sorry, I just had to make that joke. But seriously though, this is one cool gorilla and I kinda wanna know more about him. But as for the strongest character in the show, I don't think anyone can dispute the sheer dominance of Saltama. Just consider this. Every single villain on this list was beaten by this guy with pretty much no effort whatsoever. Our happy-go-lucky bald hero has seemingly infinite strength and power, which should make his fights somewhat boring. But in reality, it is this strength that keeps this anime so interesting. Because even though he can beat anyone, he doesn't really look down upon any of his enemies. Instead, this symbol of power spends his time looking for bigger challenges and inspiring others to do their best. And this is exactly what makes him a hero. And that wraps up today's video. Please share your thoughts with us in the comments. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.